Give an update. My neck is even more tired. I'm just like having to go brace full time, and it's just like I think it's just a lot. Like trying to go to my soft collar and no collar for periods of time. Like it's just it's a lot. It's the same as if like if you aren't very strong and then you start lifting like heavy weights, your muscles get tired, and they take a long time to recover and get stronger. If you're starting from like a low level of strength, and I think I've seen improvements for sure, but it's also really one thing that I never hear people talk about is like I have internal jugular vein compression, and I have like these high pitched sounds that happen like if I move my head a certain way too quickly, or if I like lift my head up like this and like hold it for like 10 seconds, I'll get like a loud like ee, like because like stuff's moving around in there too much, like it's too weak. But in the ways I'm strong in, like if I go to this side and I lift my head up like this, because that's how I get out of bed, that causes less high pitched tinnitus, I think, because everything's strong. It's not really my vertebrae, due to gravity and my body position, isn't being pulled out of place much. So what's really hard is I have this, like all I want to do is just lay in bed and just never fucking get up because my tinnitus is the best, the pain is the best, if my neck stays loose. But obviously that's not an option because then your neck just atrophies, ligaments, tendons, and muscle. So it's really bad. So it's like I have to get up and I have to keep doing stuff even though like it makes it hard. It makes it so goddamn hard to like, when I'm hearing like the internal jugular vein tinnitus, the whoa 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 whoa, like of the my blood pumping, and the hissing from like moving the head movements. That's like temporary, but it's there. Oh, Jesus, so loud. It's like almost painful. And then there's hissing like if I there's like a general kind of hiss that if I put my chin to my chest and like when I'm laying down and like hold it in that position, um, it just really makes that louder. I get like this loud. It sounds like crickets. Like if crickets were like if there were just a lot of them, so instead of like it just sounds like one solid white noise, but a little higher pitched, and it's like in both ears evenly, and it's just like if I catch myself doing that, like my head, that gets a lot worse. So I think when my neck is straight, I think I said this before, the front part of the C1 squishes against the front part of your brainstem when you tilt your head downwards. And so that's a thing I gotta deal with. But um, I gained 2.5 pounds since like a week and a half ago. I really been stepping up my eating, and I mean, I wasn't really gaining much weight because before that, like, because it's been about 3.5 weeks since I got the procedure, and I've been like, uh, afterwards, I was walking around some more and doing some more stuff, but it was like, I couldn't do that much more for about 2 weeks. The procedure, like, I tried swimming, that hurt me. It was too much. Even though it was 10 laps, I tried doing like some general weightlifting stuff, but I couldn't do that much. That didn't hurt me. I used elastic bands and leaned against the wall, so that doesn't bother my neck at all. My neck's not engaged.
I don't know that.
Alexa, Jesus Christ.
Here's what I found on Wikipedia. Jesus, also
Yeah, I
referred
know,
to as
Alexa.
Jesus of Nazareth.
Alexa, thank you.
My pleasure. Just doing my job.
Yeah. So anyway, But then like I started doing more weightlifting, like uh, shrugs, and still leaning up against the wall, isolating my neck, being very, very careful. I don't have any neck pain because I don't want to aggravate. My neck gets enough of a workout, like just from doing, just from getting out of bed, going to the bathroom, getting food, going outside to be in the sun. I lean up against a post out there, or I go for short walks. That's enough to where it's like that's just I don't need to really do. I do full range of motion exercises for my neck, where I'll put my hand behind my head, push down to like when I'm standing up, push down to my head down to my chest, or I'm pushing with my hand forward and resisting it when my head goes down to my chest, and then I push through it back up, and then I do the same thing pushing that way, and the same thing pushing upward, and then back down. So I'm pushing up with my hand, and then I'm resisting it on the way up, and then I push through it back down to out here with my chin, because that exercises the part of your neck that stabilizes your head. That's not this or from it doesn't get used much when you do like that or that. It's just when you do it. It's more with like your head tilt in the back, because there's a muscle that attaches to your like C1, I think, maybe C2. I forget what it's called. But that muscle's really weak in me because I was walking around holding my chin while I'm walking around. So like the rest of my neck's getting used, but the part holding, keeping my head from tilting isn't. So that one's especially atrophy. So I do those exercises a little bit. Like I'll do like 5 of them in a day, like 5 reps for each direction in a day. And like that's it. And then over time, as I can do more, I'm writing it down on a piece of paper, I'll do more. When I lay down, when I get in my hands and knees and keep my head straight, I'm up to 7 seconds on that comfortably, no pain. And then it starts to get a little tired, and I'm like, I stop, I don't push through it. But I couldn't do that like at all before I had the PICL. And it's frustrating because like I'm fine to like push myself really hard and like just be like, all right, let's I exercise a lot, but it's like I know I just get injured, so I'm just like I gotta do exercises that are like, and the rest of my body's very fragile too. Like my knees are fragile, my wrists are fragile, my elbows are fragile, because when you don't exercise much, your connective tissue becomes stiff and like, kind of brittle, so it's very prone to like tearing. In addition to being weaker. So it's like when you start to do exercise again, like if I was going to start a new exercise for my knees, I'd do like 1 or 2 easy reps, and that'd be it for the day. And then see how I feel the next day. And then maybe 1 or 2 easy reps. And then, and then the next week I might do 3 reps. And then, after a month of that, then I could be like, okay, I'm going to do some more serious exercise. But I've been laying in bed so much. And I also noticed that I stopped using my cell phone in general. It's just like I'm not using it. I uninstalled Facebook on it. I uninstalled Messenger on it. I'll get up and use a hard collar with my computer and just use it for a few minutes at a time because it was bothering my neck so much. And it bothers my neck to make these videos. And I try not to look at the screen, but I was like, I want to make these because when I look around for what people are going through during the healing process, there's no information. People are like, yeah, it was hard and then eventually got better. What the fuck does that mean? And then people are like, I wore my hard collar a lot. What does that mean? Like, so I'm like, I'm just saying as it happens, because I couldn't tell you what I did last week. I already forgot. I don't remember. I don't remember the hard things I went through. I don't remember the thoughts I had. I don't remember what I was doing with the exercise. I don't remember any of it. So it's like, I got to make these videos as I go. So anyway, now I'm hearing that tone in my left ear now. And the tinnitus, the humming is worse, but it's like, it's fine. It'll be better. But yeah, I just want to say I'm still just trying to get through it. And but I gained 2.5 pounds. I drink in addition to taking vitamins throughout the day, and including vitamin C, like multivitamin and vitamin C. I've been taking cat's claw, Japanese knotweed for potential Lyme issues, using mouthwash for dental issues. And I take like protein drinks. I'll drink like not a full amount, but I'll drink like half of a serving, like 6 times a day. like throughout the day. Just get it's like protein, 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 because my muscles are just so fucking tired. So yeah, it's really really difficult to just keep like I mean today I'm just pretty much laying in bed and that's all I can do because I was trying to go without the hard collar some and that made my neck so fucking tired. But if I keep gaining muscle and keep being like I walked farther today than I have since I got the PICL without a brace. So it was like I walked. There's a big loop in the neighborhood that's about a mile, and I did about half. So I walked about half a mile without a brace. But then my neck was tired again. I was like, okay, I gotta lay down again. Um, but it wasn't like I didn't have any sharp pains. So when I was like walking through, if I had like oh like that feels tweaky, I would have been like I'm holding my head or I bring my collar with me. I had to put my collar on because like I can't be doing that. It's just like just general kind of fatigue and tiredness is fine. If I feel any kind of like burning, like I'm like that burns, or like around my occipital, or if I feel like any if I could I feel any sharp pains around like my tendons or something like that, trying to hold my head up and I'm touching it, it's tender. I'm like okay, stop. So it's all pretty loose, just tired. Um, and I started off only doing like 200 feet, and then slowly I've been doing like I'll go like you know whatever like 50 more feet a day or something like that. I don't know the math, but it's not much further. Maybe I don't know. It's probably like 30 more yards further each day, maybe 40. So it's not. It's a decent amount. And then some days I take off. Some days I'm like, I've walked the last 2 days. My neck's tired. I'm not gonna walk today. Like I get up in the morning, my neck's already tired. I'm like, I'm not walking. I'm trying because I really really don't want to hurt my neck again. I don't want to strain it. I don't want to hurt the healing process. But it's like, um, I also have to do a bit of exercise so that I'm counteracting the atrophy I have because like if my neck remains weak, um, the weaker my neck is, the more strain that is in my ligaments and the more strain that is in my tendons and the muscles are fine. I don't care if they get strained. I'm not worried about them. But the ligaments and tendons are what I'm concerned about. So that's it. Just general kind of still trying to make progress. But I'm really happy about the weight because it's like that's muscle because I'm not gaining fat and I'm going to the bathroom regularly, so it's not that. So it's like still eating a lot of radishes to keep the fungal overgrowth from reoccurring. I had candida overgrowth. I don't get that anymore because I just eat radishes every day and like 3 or 4 a day with every meal. I'll have like one, and then they taste awful, but they work. And then so I've been doing that and just sitting here alone in my room trying not to be depressed as shit because no one visits or calls or wants to talk with me at all, really. So that's another thing to deal with. I'd like a therapist, but I can't afford a therapist because I live in Florida and Medicaid is not for poor people. Medicaid is for disabled people. And even though I'm disabled, I'm not officially disabled. So I can't get Medicaid. So I have to pay for insurance. I have to pay for doctors. I can't afford to see a therapist. DeSantis is a fucking moron, like to the nth degree. And I know it's not a partisan thing. I'm not saying that because he's Republican. I'm saying that because most Republican states have said, like, we got to take care of our poor people, which include a lot of Republican voters. And he's just like, he's like, no, I want to do my own thing. Because I think, like, if he kind of does them, if he takes money from the federal government, he kind of has to do them a little favor. Probably, I assume. And he's just like, fuck that. I'm not dealing with that. We're going to be independent, do our own thing. Which I assume happens. It could not be that. But anyway. It's also like a Republican thing to say, like, fuck poor people. But also, poor people vote for me. Which is really weird. Uh, there are exceptionally stupid people in Florida. There are a lot of them. I've never met dumber people in my life. And God, doctors are incompetent everywhere. I used to live in Ohio and Columbus, and they're really sharp there, but there's a lot of terrible doctors there. They're awful. But when I came to Florida, I was like, holy shit! Like no wonder my grandmother's brother committed suicide down here. So he got sick, and they're just like, sorry, nothing could be done. It's like I'm pretty sure something could have been done, and he just opted to kill himself because they were just like, nah. Been to two ERs, and they're just like, nah, treatment. Pfft, what's that for? Well, we can't do that here. If I went to Westerville in Columbus and was just like, you went to Ohio with Westerville, I was like, yeah, I'm having this problem. They're like, yeah, we're gonna run every test, man. We're gonna do that. They might not do like some tests that are like not covered by insurance typically, but anything that can be done, they're gonna try it. They're gonna do it. And you might have to go back a couple times, and it's not perfect, but they'll try. The doctors there are just like, they look you in the eye and they're like, "What? I want to try and help you figure this out. We're gonna get through this." I didn't see the doctor when I went to the ER in Cleveland Clinic, and in Sebastian they wouldn't see me. They kicked me out in Cleveland. They literally kicked me out for faking it, and I'm just like, "Are you guys fucking stupid?" Like, wait, we're in Florida, duh. And I also live in a small town in Florida, so small towns are generally stupider. Florida is unbelievably stupid. Uh, I don't recommend living here. If you, as I pick my nose, uh, and I'm not saying I'm not an idiot. Like every single day, I have reminders on Alexa. Just, I don't want her to say anything, and I have reminders on her every day, all day. I forget shit every day. I hurt myself every day. I really try not to. I fuck up every day, and I'm an idiot every fucking day. And these people here make me look like a fucking genius. Like, so when I say like they're idiots, I don't mean like I'm some kind of genius. I'm a fucking moron. A lot. Like a lot, a lot. Which is why I go on Facebook groups and ask people like, what the hell do I do? Because I'm dumb and I'm also sick and injured. So yeah. So this is another day in my life of going through this fucking hell. The nightmares. I finally didn't have a nightmare. I had like nightmares for like 4 times in a row. It was ridiculous. It was crazy bad. Uh, yeah. I mean, I had people trying to kill me. My mom trying to kick me out for being sick. Like, I thought it was real. It was so intense. I've been taking melatonin at night. Maybe that's something to do with it. But fucking hell. And like, I think last night, I think I also was watching. I was listening, not watching, but listening to like depressing or scary shows on TV, like The Terror and other dramas like Game of Thrones. And I was like, let me just like put on The Simpsons and like some light shit. And then like I was like, oh, when I went to sleep, it was like pretty chill. And I was like, okay, cool. That's like, you know, maybe that's it. I also don't talk to people, so I'm like, I think I'm going crazy. So yeah, but I'm gonna keep. I just try to stick to fruits, vegetables, meat, no processed food, organic fruits and vegetables, hopefully organically fed, healthily fed meat. I know I cook my meat myself. I don't buy it pre-made. I don't buy anything pre-made, so there's no salt. There's no added salt. There's no added preservatives. There's nothing. Um, and since I've been doing that, like, and I don't eat beef, no red meat, so just white meat. And so, yeah, and in my bowel movements, like every day, like clockwork. It used to mean for years. I mean, I was constipated, and I'd go to the bathroom like every 3 days, and every day it's like I wake up in the morning. As soon as I eat something, my body's like, all right, you have to go to the bathroom now. It's like I go to the bathroom. It's like incredible. It's like I eat radishes, I eat carrots, I eat okra, now I pretty much just eat what. One thing I always have is radishes, kill any kind of fungal issues. And no matter what I eat, it seems if I eat radishes, I'm cool. Like if I break down and have like a few spoonfuls of ice cream, I'll have like a radish along with it, just to because it's got sugar and I don't want anything to grow. But I also like noticed that I have eaten like I ate some bread when I was traveling. I ate some ice cream here that recently, and I had some cheese as well. It didn't bother me at all. I've been lactose intolerant for 20 years, and well, maybe like 18, but and same for like gluten, like hurt my joints a ton. Now it's like doesn't do anything to me. It's like I think my stomach has been fucked up for like 20 years because I was just eating the processed food and not enough fiber, not enough fruits and vegetables, and things were just constantly getting stopped up, and I that might have contributed to health problems I've had my whole life. I don't know, but it's like I don't. It sucks looking at delicious food and saying no. I'm going to, but like over time, I've gotten better at cooking. So when I cook chicken, I cut it up into thin strips. I cook it well done. I put a little bit of honey on it. I do have some honey, a little bit. I heard that's good for breaking down biofilms and stuff like Lyme disease and stuff like that. So I have, even though it's some sugar, it's like I don't. That's pretty much it. I have very little added sugar in my diet. And so I have some honey. I have put on some hot peppers on it and crispy it, make it extra crispy. And now when I have like chicken, like if I tasted a piece of chicken from like some pre-made salad at the store, and I was like, this is fucking disgusting. Like this is not chicken. This is not what chicken tastes like. What did they do to this to get? I can't even eat like processed chicken. I can't eat processed meat anymore because it's so fucking disgusting compared to the stuff I make now. So it was hard because like how do I cook beef and make it taste good? How do I cook chicken and make it taste good? You know, just plain chicken breast, right? How do you? Because chicken doesn't really have taste. It's not very good tasting. Compared to like what you get at like Chick-fil-A, where it's like it's fucking delicious, but they process the hell out of it and it's fried and all that. But now it's like I don't even see that as food. Like I just don't I eat fruits, vegetables. I'm just like snacking on it all day. I'm just and not mostly vegetables. Like I'll have like a third, maybe a quarter of my diet is fruit, and then like I'd say another if I was gonna a quarter of it's fruit, quarter of it's meat, and then half of it's vegetables. I'm just like vegetables, vegetables, vegetables because you can eat vegetables all day. Not a lot of sugar in them, and they're healthy. They got a lot of nutritious stuff going on in them. I eat a variety of them. You know, spinach is another one I like, and and it's just I just feel my digestion is so much better. And then the I drink the whey protein isolate because that helps me more. That helps me better than like pea protein and stuff like that. I don't know why, but whey protein isolate, I make serious gains. I've tried like hemp protein and pea protein. It just doesn't do shit. You just eat it all day and nothing happens. I eat whey protein isolate and it works. So yeah. I also have been occasionally taking a half of oxycodone for pain. I'm on that right now. I took that because I was like, it helped me relax and focus through the tinnitus that I'm inevitably going to get when I have this, when I'm making this video. And I also was in pain all over because not like bad kind of pain, just like sore. Like my calf muscles are sore, my legs are sore because of walking around. My shoulders are sore from doing shoulder exercises, my neck, and it's just I have so much pain in my body. And normally out from a workout I wouldn't take any kind of painkillers, but it's like I'm just so overwhelmed because my body is so out of shape that it's like I needed to just not be in pain for like an hour or two. And so I took, but it's just a half, so it just all it does is really just kind of take the edge off, and I'm not like, oh my god, everything I can taste colors, you know, I'm not like that. And then that's it. I probably won't take any tomorrow or the next. I try to go a couple of days if I'm gonna take some. I try to go a couple of days so I don't build up any tolerance or mess with my sleep schedule or anything like that. So yeah. I also wear a Fitbit and track my sleep. Still averaging about 7 hours. I'd like to get to about 8. Still looking into getting my C1 shaped, but I'm afraid of doing that before my neck is strong because that's a neck surgery. But I really don't want to ever have tinnitus from this again. Even if I could fix it with curve correction, I just want to like be like just get rid of the goddamn transverse processes. Because I'm just fucking tired of the IGV compression. I'm just fucking tired of it. And that's what's causing it. And that wouldn't cure like the hisses I get like if I move my head a certain way. Like when the nerves are getting squished on. But the constant whoa, 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 like all fucking day. It's worse when I lay down, but it's like it's just all the time, like all day long, and people are like, "Oh, you're gonna get used to it." And it's like 3 years later, and every day I want to die, and I'm like, how do people get fucking used to tinnitus? Like how? Because I want to get used to it. I listen. It's not like I'm masking it. I'm hearing it all day long. I'm in a room, like I'm in, like, do you hear anything? Like there's nothing in here like masking the noise. So, but I hear like what sounds like something as loud as a construction site going on next door. And it's like, fuck my life. And I try and tell myself like, it's something that can be cured because it's your blood flow. It's not like you have nerve damage. And it's not as bad. At least when I get up, if I go walk around or if I go outside, the blood drains better, and I don't hear it that much, if at all. Like when I'm outside, there's enough noise and stuff. I don't notice it that much. But it's a bitch trying to sleep. It's you know, and it's really really stressful all the time. It's like, and I'm already like suicidally depressed because of my neck and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever get better. I don't know if I'll get injured or what. I don't know if like I don't know if me just maybe I'm gonna trip and fall. Maybe I'm gonna do whatever careful exercise and still hurt myself, or just something will happen that'll I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't ever see myself being able to work at a computer again because I'd probably need like 2 or 3 more PICLs for that, and I can't do that without a job, and I can't work a job. That's how I made my money, is working at a computer. So it's like I don't know if I'll ever work at a computer again. So that's depressing, considering I was making 80,000 a year doing that, and I was doing unbelievable things in that. Like, I solved problems that couldn't be solved. I did things that couldn't be done. Constantly at my job at DCNet, I was figuring out solutions to problems that couldn't nobody else figured out, and I was constantly figuring out solutions to problems. That doesn't mean I was the smartest person there. Like, other people that I was working with there at DCNet were also smart and also solved problems, but I was able to solve problems that nobody else could, and I don't know why. My only difference between me and like normal people, not normal people, other people, is my imagination is different. Like when I am set to brainstorm or come up with um like I would do like level design in a game or something, and I would come up with architecture um or like in writing stories or something. I don't know. I don't know. But my imagination, like when I imagine things, it's weird. To me, like when I come up with things, I know it really sounds like I'm tooting my own horn here, but I must insist the people I work with were also very intelligent and were consistently able to solve problems that were difficult, and I couldn't have done a lot of what I did without them, and they were also so I'm not saying I'm better than other people, but there'd be a problem that would be around that, like, would just nobody would see it. So maybe that's all it was. Is just I might think to ask a question or investigate an area that nobody would. And if they did, they would find the same problem. But anyway, so I would figure out problems. Like I cut the workload in half for my entire team in cybersecurity by changing the settings on our mail filters for incoming mail. Um, because I noticed our male filter was able to identify accurately, and I conducted a study on how accurate the male filter was, and realized that the stuff that it was letting through as maybe malicious could have always been deleted, and we never need to investigate it. We were wasting half our time investigating those potential issues when I checked hundreds of them, um, actually thousands of them over the course of months, and realized that every single one of them, every single one, was either bad or not a problem, not something that is like spam or something. So like we could just go without all of those. So we're talking about like thousand, half of an entire cybersecurity team's time, um, cut in half. So I doubled our productivity, and that's the kind of work I used to do. I used to do things like that to help. That's what I did in American Electric Power, and so like I was doing that kind of work, um, doing things that had never been done, solving problems that had never been solved. I guess it's more. I guess it's more like what I was doing was identifying problems that hadn't been identified and asking questions that hadn't been asked. So I was doing that. The rest of the stuff anybody could do. Um, so I did that, and I was interviewing for jobs like with the NSA, and they were talking to me about working like they were interested in what I could do for um, Department of Defense buildings, like including the White House, to protect them. And I can't do any of that. So it's extremely depressing because it's like I can think about it all I want. I could think about level design, I could think about game design, I could think about programming, I could think about all this stuff, and I can't do it anymore. So I'm just like, I guess I'm just gonna like move to Australia and herd sheep if I ever get better. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, but yeah. But I don't know because the tinnitus is so bothersome. I still get the hissing stuff. So even if the humming goes away, I don't know. I don't know if I can ever work a regular job again. I don't know if I'll ever be able to work again. I mean, I don't know. Like maybe the best my neck will ever get. I do tell myself like, well, that's like wondering if you're ever going to get in a car crash. Like it could happen or it could not. But you don't go thinking about that every second of every day. You just get on with your life and try to not crash. So I'm gonna get on with my life and try to not, you know, have my neck get worse and try to live my life. But I also have to think like I also have to make some plan. Like if my neck gets to a minimum level, what's the minimum level my neck has to be to before I can start working, and then so. But I think, it's going to be minimum 6 months to a year before I could possibly think about work again, considering how slowly I'm improving. Because I just don't know what I could do. I mean, I guess maybe I could drive Uber part time, because that's the kind of thing where, like, if you're well enough, like, I drive a couple of people, and then I go home and I rest. And then it's like, I could do that, maybe, make some money. So I've been thinking about that. God damn. And it really is so much like that tone that came back in my left ear since laying in bed and like talking. It's really aggravating my neck because if I just lay down flat and I talk, it's like harder to like catch my breath. So I keep like lifting my head up to like open the airway. So maybe I need to like sit like this and then talk. I don't know. There's just some vibration in the back of my head over time. It just aggravates my neck. And also, having the cell phone up, I swear this thing is fucking Satan when it comes to neck up. I see a lot of people who have CCI on Facebook all the time and on Messenger all the time. And I think nobody should be using their phones or their computers really if they have CCI. And maybe I need to cut these videos to like 5 minutes because it's just fucking with my neck too much.